terms of operating today, ukiangalia jana na leo, movement yako imekuaje?
Okay, at least today tension has a little bit go down, but there's still tension. We cannot pretend that tension is not there. There's tension, and we are not even ready to do the business now. Yeah, we are still waiting direction from our leader, Raila Amolo Odinga, to give us direction to follow. Yeah.
Well, there you have it, Lillian. That is one of the residents of this area. And indeed, what he says is that the situation right now, though there is some little tension, it's at least better compared to what was there yesterday. Because yesterday, at around this time, most of the crowds that you're seeing walking around the streets had gathered around most of the polling stations, of course, trying to see what activity goes on there. But as of yesterday, no, all the polling material was stuck at the constituency tallying center owing to logistical challenges and, of course, some challenges also on the side of personnel, some of them having downed their tools very late in the game. So it's a wait and see to see what happens tomorrow. Of course, the security concerns being raised by the people here are quite legitimate, but of course we'll be seeing what goes down. And in terms of security in Siaya town, we've only seen pockets of policemen patrolling some sections of town. So of course we'll be keeping our eyes and ears on the ground and be giving you an overview of the situation as the day progresses. Lillian.
And Laura, before I let you go, let's talk about the fact that in yesterday's exercise, we do know that some presiding officers, some clerks did not show up in their respective polling stations. What will be different tomorrow in this repeat exercise that has been called by the IEBC in parts of Nyanza in terms of the presence of these officers that are expected to man this exercise? What do we expect to be different in tomorrow's exercise?
Well, Lillian, that is a very genuine concern, and that is one of the things that we'll be waiting to see. And yesterday we were talking to the county returning officer who cited the personnel concerns that she cited was that some of the presiding officers, the deputy presiding officers and the clerks had declined to come to work on that day which they were supposed to report, which was just a day before yesterday's exercise. And what she told us was quite a sin. I mean, she said that those people, those staff, had actually fled the county physically with their families, citing security concerns. So as of yesterday evening, she was still not very sure of how that situation is going to be counted. But she said that the respective constituency returning officers across all the 6 counties in this place were still intact, of course, by virtue that they are permanent staff of the IEBC. So the challenge was with presiding officers, deputy presiding officers and the clerks. So of course we'll be trying to get comment on how she's going to try and sort of fill that gap that has been left by those people. Of course, she had said earlier that at least Lagos Tonga, which is the constituency where we are at right now, the town that holds Siaya County with quite a large number of voters in this area, at least there was some sort of laxity. But those presiding officers that had showed up for the training, not for the training rather, but ready for dispatchment just a day before, she said that she had gotten about 300 out of about 1,000 that was supposed to show up for that exercise. So the logistical challenge, of course, was one of the issues she cited, where transporters had backed out, and also now that personnel angle is something that we'll be trying to find out, just to see what will be going down, how she's going to fill that gap to ensure that maybe, as IBC states, that tomorrow there'll be repeat polls in this area. We are waiting to see who will be in charge, or rather who will be standing in for the presiding officers, DPOs and the clerks that have left a void in that place.
Laura Teno.